Learning disability is recognized as a significant disturbance or hindrance in a child's academic and overall development. Its assessment is a difficult and lengthy procedure. Doctors evaluate children based on their observation, the child's history, and conventional tests which the child performs on paper. Every day there are numerous sessions which increase the paperwork for the doctor significantly. Usually there are some cases where the child may not be cooperative, thus prolonging the time for each session. Sometimes the child is hyperactive and unable to focus. In other cases, they may be nervous and shy. Therefore, the doctor faces considerable difficulty in assessing the child properly. Upon careful and extensive data gathering from medical experts, these problems are addressed in our Android application. Digitizing the app has eliminated the paperwork, and using a machine learning based model allows the app to offer valuable indicators to doctors for assessment. The time a child takes to do the test is recorded, and via quick AR view, the app successfully captures the child's attention span. The results of a completed test are recorded and evaluated by the machine learning model. The application is designed for children between the ages of 5 and 10. So what is the criteria on which the machine learning model is being trained? The 5th edition of the Wechsler Intelligence Scale for Children is used by doctors to perform different tests to assess the child. These tests include the IQ test, shape test, similarity test, arithmetic test, and the speech test. An IQ test is an assessment that measures a range of cognitive abilities and provides a score that is intended to serve as a measure of the child's intellectual abilities and potential. The shape test involves correctly guessing various geometrical shapes. The similarity test displays a series of objects where the child needs to correctly identify the similarities between them. The next test has simple arithmetic questions which any school-going toddler can solve. Lastly, in the speech test, verbal input of the child will be assessed to see whether the child can communicate easily or not. Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, or DSM-5, is an internationally recognized manual for diagnosing and assessing mental disorders. Our machine learning model is trained according to the criteria specified in the DSM-5 manual. Now let's talk about the various features of our application. First step is facial recognition, which captures the attention span of the child, which will be calculated throughout each test. Facial recognition will help in determining whether the child is able to pay attention or not for a consistent period of time. The attention span plays an important role in the training of the ML model. To make the app more immersive for the child, we have added the Quick AR feature, which displays the objects during each test on the screen. As explained earlier, each test is selected and verified according to the internationally recognized WISC standard. To facilitate the speech test, we have integrated our application with a verbal feature. The timer will calculate the total time taken for each test to be performed. After all these tests are conducted, the data analysis model will predict whether the child has a disability or not. It will not provide a conclusive diagnosis, however, will provide valuable indicators to the doctor for assessment. After the successful evaluation of the ML model, there is an option to save the result. Let's proceed to the main part, which is the demo of the project. The disclaimer page contains important instructions which should be read before proceeding further. This app is a helping tool and for the exclusive use of medical professionals only. This app does not label any child as disabled. Now we have come up with the patient's information and his history, which will be filled in by the doctors. This is our menu. Here, different tests are labeled which are to be performed by the child. The IQ test has a series of questions designed to measure the child's intellectual abilities. Here's a quick view of the IQ test results. Other tests will be performed in a similar manner. Now it is time to predict our results. As you can see, the patient's information and history are displayed. A neat bar graph is presented which includes the score of facial detection in seconds and the total time for each test. The child's attention for each test is also recorded. All the data recorded by the app is sent to the server where the machine learning algorithm is hosted. The ML will provide indicators based on the collected data. The result is then sent back to the app and displayed to the user. There is an option to save the result in the mobile device for future references. Since medical science is not our domain, we had to conduct detailed data gathering to understand the structure and processes involved. We would like to specially thank all the doctors who helped us understand the field and create an application that accurately benefits child assessment and diagnosis. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this through.